Hello and welcome to part 3 of our Neonsportz tutorial series where we introduce you to our website we're going to be using for the WFL for all things WFL related, which is going to be neonsportz.com. Link will be provided in the description as well as links to other episodes in this tutorial series. I am Coach Winuvas, the commissioner and one of the coaches obviously in the WFL. And today I'm going to be going over how to post an article in Neonsportz. And the reason I want to do that is because it is involved with our incentive plan, and I want you guys to have a basic idea of how to post articles on the website that we're going to be using, so that way you can go in and confidently post an article about whatever content you want to post and feel confident in the fact that you'll be able to get it up there competently and get something up that'll look good for the website and get you some incentive points that you can use to get some nice perks in the league. So without further ado, we're going to pop up Chrome in here, and there we go. We're at the home page of the Winners Football League Neonsportz website. 1 second, please. I got to step away for just a second. Sorry about that. I had a cat walk in, got real life issues got to deal with. Anyway, we're at the homepage of the WFL Neonsportz website. So where you will go is you will go down here to where it says news, and you'll click on that. And there's recent, where you can click on recent articles that have been posted. You can click on your own post. So if there's something you want to create or edit or change as far as, maybe an image link or something like that, you can do that there. Or you can create your own article. I'm going to click on create. Because I want to show you how it looks. Now you have draft or publish. Now draft is basically where once you create it, it doesn't actually go to the website. It stays in that draft status until such time as you put it into published status. So do realize that it defaults to draft. So if you type something out and you put it in and you save it and you go to look on the website and it's not there, it's not because you lost it. It's because it's in draft status. So what I'll do is I'll swap it over to publish. Excuse me. Then you'll need a title. Let's come up with something. Let's see. Saints welcome Coach Winuvas in WFL, because I'll be running the Saints in WFL. It'll be the first time I've probably actually legitimately stuck to this in ever. And what you'll do is you'll look at category. Now I've put in I put in all these categories actually. I hand did it over the last day or so. And essentially, WFL news, just to kind of specify what all this means, WFL news is general league news. So stuff like if we're doing some kind of like tournament for the league as a whole, if we're talking like maybe a playoff race where multiple teams are being entered into that one thing, that's what WFL news is, kind of a catch-all for not necessarily specifically a specific team relation, but something that involves the league as a whole. So if you're going to be doing an article like that, obviously you choose WFL news. Then you have every single team in here, and essentially I would pick obviously the Saints. There's one I do want to show off though, because this is in pseudo alphabetical order. I don't know why WFL news made the top, but everything else is in alphabetical order. You have draft news. We are going to do some drafts content between now and the draft for each draft. Hopefully we'll have some folks contributing to some draft stories to the website as a whole. And if you're doing any sort of draft stories like prospects coming out, making up some stories about prospects, things of that nature, you can post it under draft news. Obviously everything else, especially team blogs, will go under the specific team. Since I'm doing a team blog, I'm going to choose the New Orleans Saints. Now, preview image URL, that simply means a picture that you want to use whenever your article comes up. This is the picture that people will see. Now, what I would suggest is opening up another tab on a web browser. If you're using a desktop or laptop, you could open up a new tab on a mobile browser. It might be a little more tougher to do this on a web browser, obviously, but it's doable, but it's going to be a little bit more work. You open up a new tab. Let me make sure you guys can see the new tab. Okay, yes, you can. And then essentially what I would do is I would go to Google and I would go to images, and I would search for my team logo image. So let's go New Orleans Saints logo. Boop. and then just pick one you like. So like, for example, this one, I'm gonna pick this one. And what you can do, and on a phone it might be a little tougher, but I believe if you tap and hold on it, it will bring up a menu similar to this. And essentially what you want to do is you want to copy the image address. Okay, you want to copy the image address. So I'm going to copy the image address, and I'm going to come back to my article, and I'm just going to paste that image address. And that is the URL. That is the website information right there. Okay, and then preview is simply what text appears whenever somebody hovers over it. So I'm going to put WFL welcomes Coach Winuvas to New Orleans. Okay. Now here is where you're going to type the meat and potatoes of your article. What I would personally suggest, kind of just as someone who enjoys writing articles, I know that's not everybody's passion. That's not everybody's enjoyment. Folks are nervous because they don't spell the best. They hated English writing whenever they were in school. My personal suggestion would be to type up your article as best you can. Usually, personally, I put a title, and then I use a beat writer. I make up a beat writer that's writing the article, so it's not actually me writing it. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do any of that. I do suggest, though, putting a title, and usually I would use the same title that I use up here. So, in fact, what I'll do is I'll just copy and paste that. And then, like I said, I personally do a person. Like, I make up a person. So, like, I'd make up by, oh, geez, putting myself on the spot. Let's do Archie Breeze. Okay, blogger, New Orleans Times Picayune. Okay, again, this is not something you have to do. That part is not something you have to do, but at least put the title of the article in there, and then essentially type out some stuff that you want to say in the article. So I'm just going to kind of blah some stuff out here. The Saints welcomed Coach Bob and Winuvas to the WFL today with an introductory press conference. The coach was happy to be taking over his childhood favorite team and was excited to work with personnel on the squad. We have a lot of talented players. And remember, an article to count for the incentive plan has to have at least four sentences in it. Essentially one paragraph. So make sure you're getting at least 4 sentences in your article to count as an article for content purposes. So you can see I've got 1, I've got 2, so I need a couple more sentences. This is a real short article. I like to do a lot more fleshed out articles, but you don't have to. I'm not saying you have to. You write as much or as little you want, but just be aware that it's at least 4 sentences to count for the incentive plan. Okay? We have a lot of talented players on offense and defense that I hope we can execute with here. Now, this is not my normal type of article. I'm doing this for educational purposes to show you what I would suggest doing. But I do suggest typing out the whole article before you do some of the stuff I'm about to do. So that way it's easier to edit for editing purposes, because you can highlight text a little easier and stuff like that. So the first game for Coach Winuvas will be against the Baltimore Ravens in preseason action. Tune in on the WFL network. Okay, so there we go. So we have our article typed out. Again, this is a short article for me, but some folks might not even want to do this much, and that's okay. Like I said, minimum of 4 sentences. But what I do suggest doing is learning some of these icons up here, because what I like to do on my articles, and again, this is entirely up to you. I'm not saying this is the way you have to do things. This is just some suggestions after typing articles for as long as I've been doing for content for Madden leagues. This is some shortcuts I found. Highlight your title, and right here you got a formatting button. Click on that and then go to header 1 or header 2, and you can see it makes it quite huge. That's a little bit too big. Let's go there. Even that might be too big. Let's go there. So header 3. I'm going to do header 3. One moment, please, while I deal with some cat issues. I'll be right back. It's a problem when you have as many cats as I do. You have to deal with issues between personalities. Anyway, so we have the Saints welcome head coach, or Coach Winuvas in WFL. I have it on header 3, and what I do is I'll bold it just to make it even more stand out. And now you can do text color, which is right here. If you hover over all these on a desktop or laptop, you'll see what they do. Obviously, on a mobile device, it'd be a little bit tougher to do, but you'll have these same options. Alright, sorry about that. Sorry about the dead air. I'm sorry. Real life issues, and unfortunately with this recording setup I have, it's pretty much live or bust. I can't pause, unfortunately. But anyway, so I've highlighted, I've created a bold, and then what I usually do is I'll take these. Like I said, this is the optional part. I play around with stuff. I like to make things a little bit look more like an actual newspaper article, which I know is kind of archaic looking. But that's the way I like to do things. Again, you don't have to do that, but I would suggest putting the title in there and highlighting it in some way, whether you're making it just, you can just make it bigger instead of bold. You can make it just bold instead of bigger. However you want to do it, I would suggest highlighting your title and making it stand out a little bit. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to hit save. Before I hit save, though, let me do this, because I do need to add one thing. I need to add something to the broadcast real quick. Give me 1 second here. Window capture 2. There we go. Okay. So you just saw my Discord pop up. The reason I wanted it to pop up is this. I wanted to show off how this works because, oh, wrong thing. There we go. So I'm going to hit save to save this article. Okay. Now, this is where it shows up right here. You can see it's the New Orleans Saints, and all of these are going to be color coordinated with team colors. So whenever you click on like the Arizona Cardinals, it'll be in the red color of the Cardinal. It'll be a reddish maroon color, and you have options here. Now, I'm not going to lie, I'm not 100% certain if everybody's going to have these options, but I'm assuming it. So I'm going to educate as if you have these options. If you don't, please get with me and I'll try and talk you through it. But obviously you can see edit, or you can see send to Discord. This is the option I want you to do anytime you do an article so you can get credit for it as far as our incentive program, is I want you to send it to Discord. Once you send it to Discord, oh, let me go to my thing. Here we go. I'm going to turn off Chrome. Once you go to Discord, I'm going to go to flip up here, League News. And as you can see, League News pops up. It populates that article, and you can see the URL with the image I used is right there. So you can see I can click on this and it will take me to that article. So this is, oh, I'm not showing you. So that's the Discord side of it. So that way I can go look at any articles, or leadership can go look at any articles, and we can see if it's actually worth the incentive playing effort. We want to make sure that those things are worthwhile. And then if you want to look at articles, which is now we're back on here, let me go to the home page. So if you go here under news, you can go under recent, and you can see, boom, we have two articles. We have WFL News, which is where I put the WFL is back, And if you want to read any more of these, you can. And if you want to look at any particular team's news articles, you can. Obviously, this is recent. So let's say you wanted to look at just WFL news. You can see just that pops up. If you want to look at just New Orleans Saints news, that just pops up. So you can go to each team's little caveat and basically see if anybody's posted. Obviously, nobody's posted for Arizona because nobody is Arizona right now. But you can kind of get an idea of how it will look. Now, the only thing I don't like about this site, which is it's not a deal breaker, is that it doesn't show the articles right here. All it shows is stats. I hope that they integrate some kind of way to show the news articles here on the main site in the future, like Daddy Leagues does. But otherwise, it does have a way to look at recent articles, and obviously I can go look at my posts, and it will show me everything I've posted, and I can go look and see, view it, and make sure, like if it's in draft status, I can go view it and go ahead and put it in published status, and it'll show 10, 25, 50, or 100 entries. But I want to show you that because I want to take the stigma and the confusion around doing articles. Oop, there we go. Let's see, what am I showing? Okay, yeah. I want to take the stigma around the article side of it because I know not everybody's a big article guy. I enjoy doing the articles. I know everybody's not me, and that's fine. But if you want to try your hand at articles for the incentive plan, I wanted to give you kind of an easy walkthrough. Hopefully it was easy. And again, remember it's four sentences, one paragraph minimum to count for the incentive plan. And I do believe the incentive is 10 points per article, which means 5 articles in. That would give you a tier 3 membership. That would give you your first incentive plan bonuses. So it doesn't take much article wise to get to get something out of the league, and it generates content for us, which is huge as far as views, because between Discord and this website, we want guys basically interacting with those two as much as possible. Because that helps us look good for this particular website, and looking good for this website means we can maybe get pushed on other websites. And with the Discord integration this site offers, it's just too much to pass up. So I really like the way this lays out. It's a little different from Daddy Leagues. There's one nitpick thing I mentioned that I don't like, but otherwise I like the way this sets up. It's a little bit more effort on the admin side, but I think it still works out well for you on the user side. If you have any questions on anything that's been brought up in this tutorial series, whether it's the articles, whether it's trading system, whether it's just accessing the site itself, please feel free to ask a member of League Leadership. We will strive to help you as much as possible. Once again, let me cut off Chrome because I'm done with it. But just be aware that we want to help you use this site as much as possible, because I think it's a really good site. It helps out a lot with integration as far as Discord goes. Having the tools to do that, it's huge. And I think it's going to be a good tool moving forward for the WFL. So I wanted to introduce you to it myself and kind of actually learn some stuff as I go, because the trade console I actually learned some stuff, and the blog stuff I actually learned some stuff as I was tutorializing it. So I hope you enjoyed this little walkthrough. Again, any questions, please feel free to ask a member of WFL Leadership or myself. We'll be glad to try and help you out as much as we can. But until next time, I am Coach Winuvas, the commissioner of the WFL, and until next time, guys, I will catch you later.